I'm sorry.
That was a lie.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
How was the lie?
No, what did you say before that?
What?
What did you say before that?
I'm gonna take my walk.
Before that.
You wanna do it?
Right.
She looks like the Grinch. I'm sorry, already just with the few questions, the lip biting, this woman is insufferable.
What?
What did you expect me to say? I said no, but what did you expect me to say?
I never know. What difference does it make?
Well, it makes a lot of difference.
You're making a video.
Anyway, exciting times over here, just off live, and anyway, that's what I get. You want to do it?
Get off of TikTok Live. Get off of social media. Happy couples don't post online. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I think happy couples don't post on social media.
Marriage 101. There you have it.
Don't take advice from somebody who's got a broken marriage.
What a perfect example of what not to do in a marriage.
Exactly.
This is a perfect example of a relationship that has no love. There's nothing like publicly shaming your partner, especially for something as outrageous as expressing his genuine desires to you. There are studies coming out estimating that up to 50% of married couples have less than once a month. Somewhere around 10 to 20% of them are having less than a few times a year. And to be honest, whenever I talk about these things with my wife, we
And you wonder why men are out there cheating, bro.
cannot possibly wrap our minds around that. Because I don't know about you guys, but that's not what we signed up for. But this is what happens when you are a man without boundaries. This is what happens when you allow people to talk to you and treat you however they want to.
Like, why the do I have to go through this? And he's just fine. Like, that's not.
Life is unfair. Ex-wife pissed that her ex-husband moved on quickly and also she didn't get to share his property after initiating divorce. Stupid.
Fair.
Oh,
He needs to go about his life, have his home, have his cars, have his financial stability, and I'm over here struggling.
Someone explained to me how a man can go to work all day, so his wife can stay home all day, and after a long, hard day at work, he comes home to no punani, no home-cooked meal, and the house is a mess. Like, isn't the point of you staying home all day to make the person who works all day's life a little bit easier, not more stressful?
A man is in a relationship for love. If
No.
you're in a real, what is he in a relationship for?
You tell us that. That's a good question. What do you think men is in
Love.
Y'all said no.
What else?
Hell no.
What am I getting besides somebody saying they love?
She won't even accept it because she knows deep down she would never just be in a relationship for love. Men are only loved conditionally, loved on the condition that they provide something to the relationship. Men are not loved unconditionally. The only things loved unconditionally are women and dogs.
Love me.
So you think men,
What am I here for if all I'm getting is what you're saying you're giving me?
which is the love,
What am I getting? So what am I here for? You name it.
it gotta be love because there's nothing else that's coming.
Thank you.
Exactly.
I don't believe that
Because
though.
most of the time women don't provide anything monetarily, or they don't want to provide anything monetarily to the relationship. So if they're not bringing any money, they're not bringing any services, they're not going to work on the house or do anything like that. Really, the only thing that women do bring is love and affection. And the fact that she thinks that that's flabbergastious, if that's even a word, God, I might be smart for that one.
Stupid.
The fact that she thinks that's, way out of context and lugubrious in nature speaks to the fact that she's probably damaged, hurt, and she doesn't really know what a true, good, loving relationship is.
That's the part about it.
I don't believe it.
That's the part about what the else am I getting?
That's a fact, but I don't believe that. But that is a fact.
That's the part about being delusional as a woman.
Yeah, you're right. Because you're not really getting nothing else. And if a man is really there, it's gotta be because he loves you.
Thank you.
Because he don't gotta be there.
That's why I say men love unconditionally, women love conditionally. That's
a fact.
That's the truth. Right. At the end of the day, I ain't getting else.
Damn. Do you feel like that's what it is for men in general?
But a man dealing with a woman that he feel like, man, you ain't gotta do nothing. You, I deal with you because I love you. Nothing else. What else? Why am I doing it? Why? You're just not lucky. But I love you.
Right. So it's come down to love them.
What else?
Thinking that they are the prize.
What is with these dudes? That's an easy one. They think they're the prize because in actuality, now, they are the prize. And I get that it confuses you because you've been told literally from the time you were born that you are the prize. All women are the prize. And that, you see, is the exact problem.
In order for this woman to be the prize, she has to actually have a quality that makes her worthy of being a prize. And if she actually had that, she wouldn't be single.
Because it's those never-ending, unrealistic, inane expectations of men in relationships that are driving you, all while thinking you don't need to offer even the slightest bit of effort in return. It's why you think this is enough. Well, ladies, I hate to break it to you, but this ain't worth much these days. And even if it is now, over time, much like a car, it's going to wear out, depreciate, lose all its value as you get older.
The funny thing is how many modern women will have all of these demands of men and refuse to accept anything less. That by default makes men the prize.
Men, on the other hand, only go up in value as they move along in life. They grow in their careers, make more money, build their castles, build their wealth. And more importantly, they grow in wisdom. They see today's women for who they are and what they have to offer, which, as I said, isn't much. And men have now decided there's no point in wasting their time, effort, and hard-earned money on someone who doesn't value them, doesn't appreciate them, doesn't even acknowledge them, which is exactly why men are now indeed the prize.
That's a big one right there. Modern women don't even acknowledge men unless they are either insulting them or if they need something heavy lifted up a flight of stairs. They have no idea how insulting they sound when they talk like that.
So ladies, now you're the ones that are going to have to pursue. Y'all can still wallow in that little fantasy that you have that one day your prince will come. The reality is that prince is off enjoying his life, enjoying his freedom, enjoying his peace.
I'm divorced and kind of figuring out this new way of life. I was married for 22 years and with that person for 3 years prior. So for a total of 26 years of my life, I have been out of the game of dating, making friends, going out, and stuff like that as a single woman in her 40s. Yeah, I'm 47. So I've raised children. My children are adult children now, and it's kind of interesting because it's so lonely at this stage in life after divorce, especially with older children, because you make all your friends when they're younger, or at least I did. I met my friends mostly through my kids' activities. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I took them to practices, I went to school, all that stuff. So you probably, I don't understand why you would complain about that. Like pretty girls can't have problems, or pretty girls can't feel sad about anything.
Complaining about others judging her single status while endlessly boasting about her money and looks reveals an incredibly inflated ego. She uses her financial success as a shield to deflect any accountability for her divorce.
And I'm trying to be happy and trying not to cry. Why? Because my ex has so much money. He makes more than $18,000 a month easily. And now I sit here with the triggers because he's going to the clubs and they're taking my kids. I can't just break leave for that. I can't even get them all in the same room at the same time.
She chose to leave, yet expect his wealth to magically subsidize her lifestyle. The truth is, seeing him elevate his life post-divorce simply shatters her ego. Hiding behind her kids to justify her outrage is a cowardly tactic. It is just a bitter reality check of independent living.
So, today is my 3-year wedding anniversary, and I can without a doubt say that this has been hands down the most depressing, miserable, horrible 3 years of my life. I have literally never been so depressed. I've never hated another person more than I hate the person that I married. While I run my ass off and I do everything for everybody in my life, like me, my kids, him, he goes to work and works enough. That's it. He works. Yeah, his job's hard. Yeah, his hours suck, but he works. That is all he does. I tried taking care of myself and went on a walk, but when I started realizing I hadn't heard from him, I'm calling and calling and calling and begging for the bare minimum of him to watch our f***ing daughter. Excuse my language. I'm just so upset. To watch our daughter, to cut up a watermelon, and to make dinner. I am 30 years old, and I'm literally begging for the bare minimum every single day. I am a married single mom. That's what I am. Yeah, I don't work. But
there you go. Unbelievable. I love how she just downplays this guy's work. She's like, yeah, he works. Yeah, his job is hard, but my job is harder. Look, I have respect for stay-at-home moms. I'm sure it's a difficult gig. I'm sure it's not easy. However, I think it's kind of funny that we present this being a stay-at-home mom as one of the hardest jobs in the world. I don't believe it. But we gas these women up who are stay-at-home moms, and they think that they are literally they're doing the hardest thing they could possibly ever encounter in their life. Being a stay-at-home mom, it's just like one of the hardest jobs. So she's downplaying this guy's job. She's like, yeah, he works. Yeah, he works, 80 hours. But, my job is a lot harder. I'm a stay-at-home mom, for Christ's sake. I need some help over here. This is so ridiculous.
The amount of weight I carry, I mean, I can tell you right now, the reason women stay in shit relationships is, one, because they don't have the means to leave financially, like a house. Two, the idea of a family. I can tell you why I've stayed. Money. It's that simple. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom.
So she just outright, hey lady, you realize you put this on the internet. You realize this isn't like a video just saved to your camera roll. No, you published this. You're aware. She goes on here and she says, I hate my husband. He's incompetent. And then, also, by the way, the only reason I'm still with this loser is because of money.
He used to want me to be a stay-at-home mom. Now he just doesn't care because he doesn't care about anything. And yeah, I know I can leave because, trust me, I am leaving. But people can't just walk out and leave one day when you have kids and 12 years of life wrapped up together. You gotta have a plan. You can't just walk away with nothing. You have to have a plan. I'm trying so hard not to be bitter, but
You suck.
I've just never disliked somebody so much that I should love. That
Holy
I just
shit.
don't. In sickness and health, better or worse, no. So destroy myself and my kids to keep a vow? Nope.
I'm just gonna make a little update video because people have been asking. Ignore my stuffy voice. I have some kind of cold going on, like a head cold. But my husband left the night that I posted that original video.
Of course he did.
I can't remember the timeline. He had stayed here twice. One night that I was here because it was just late, and then another night why I didn't stay here. Other than that, he's been gone. I think he was here during the day once or twice while I wasn't here.
Tell me why I was on Threads and I seen this man post something and he said, so I got canceled on for a date because I chose bowling. Yeah, I'm done with dating. You know what? I can understand why men are getting exhausted, and I can understand why men are tired of this stuff. If they're the ones initiating dates, if they're the ones planning dates, if they're the ones picking you up, if they're the ones paying for everything, they should be the ones to choose where they take you. And you should just go on the damn date. The first 3 dates should not be expensive, in my opinion. The reason why is because I don't know you. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you're from. I don't know if you're using me. I don't know if your intentions are clear. I don't know if you're dating to marry. That's why the first date is an indicator. Hey, let's sit down. Let's talk. Let's see where this goes. I don't understand why somebody expects extravagant things that fast. This is how I know women don't understand how to work for things. You earn a man's love. That's why you get his last name. That's why you get that ring. And vice versa with men. They earn us, conquer us, and then, we give them the poom poom. That's how it is. I don't understand where this translation got lost. If you're so concerned about what date you go on, then maybe you should plan these dates, ladies. You guys talk about equality, but you guys would never go 50-50 on a date. So then why complain about where a man takes you? First it's Subway, that's a red flag. Now it's bowling. What's next? I don't understand it. The only dates I think are red flags are maybe drinking on a first date, because you shouldn't be drinking with somebody you don't know that soon, and you don't know men. And getting intoxicated with somebody is not a good idea. Going to somebody's house the first date, not a good idea. Going camping or hiking the first date without knowing somebody is not a good idea. But bowling? What? Regular to me, coffee dates, hanging out, going to the park, planning a picnic, laser tag, basketball dates, gym dates. Again, I might be a pick-me in your eyes, but we're two different types of chicks. I like active stuff. I like to get to know somebody. I like to see if a guy has a playful side. Bowling is the perfect indicator for this. Same thing with any type of shooting, any type of, arcades. Wow, man. Women are going to ruin the whole idea of love, the whole idea of falling in love. I never want to hear a woman ever say, I want that 90s love. What happened to that old school love? Do you think your grandma was about going bowling.
Dude, so much facts. Because really, this is what women have turned dating into. They have. It stopped being about going to meet a new man, seeing if you get along, seeing what his morals are, seeing what his character is like. Do you guys vibe with each other? Are you just having a good time laughing? It has now become all about, oh, what can this guy do for me? How much money is he going to spend on me? What extravagant date is he going to take me on? Can he take me to a 5-star? I honestly don't think that's the majority, but it's becoming more and more common. Where really these initial dating stages, they're just so superficial. There's literally just a money price tag attached to it and nothing.
Besties, I was super busy today, so I didn't record, but I wanted to let you guys know that this is probably like the biggest tea of all.
Is it your body? Big glass of tea there.
Husband, he was still trying to work it out with me, and I was texting him kind of like nonchalant, like obviously like I was mad, like I would say stuff here and there, like dude, like you cheated, like what? And he was like trying to like work to gain my trust back and stuff like that, but like mentally, like I knew I wasn't gonna stay with him. And so when I started posting the TikToks, like he had no clue. He thought that we were still gonna work this out. He was asking me for like a list of things that we need to work on in our marriage, but like he needs to work on as a person as well. And I was just like, hey dude, like I'm busy, I'll text the list to you later. And then I'm pretty sure, since you know my videos went viral, pretty sure one of his friends, family members, whatever it is, saw and was like, dude, I think she's gonna divorce you. I think once he found out that I was posting all the tea on TikTok, he blocked me. And like at first, like it didn't say he stopped sharing his location with me like on an iMessage, but if I went to like find my like the little like my little Sims app, his email came up, but it said no location found or something like that. And I was like he found out. But I was like, how is any of this my fault?
Honestly, getting a woman... Wow. Sorry, chat. You'll never get that time back, brother. I love it when a woman gets to the point of a story. This is why I always tell guys, begin with the end in mind. You're going to tell a story, begin with the end in mind, bro. So you know exactly where you're going. So many of these women start telling these stories, have no clue where they're going.
You repeat that the entire time, even while you were married to your
Yeah, I was always in love with him. But you can be in love with someone and it not be healthy and not want to...
She's a runner, she's a track star.
You can be in love with somebody. Not be with them. That's runner activity. This is why I say body count matters. These women, this woman right here. This woman right here. This one right here. She is a victim of the Frankenstein curse. Of do better syndrome. The Frankenstein curse is basically when a woman bucks a guy, takes the best attributes of him, and takes it to the next guy. Well, Mark had good pee-pee. Well, Henry had a nice hairline. Well, Jason had a nice car. Well, Michael had a bunch of money. And so they want every guy, the next guy, to have what the past guy had. This is why she's like, I'm still in love with this guy, but I'm married to another guy. This is why body count matters. These women hold on to this stuff. They hold on to this stuff. That oxytocin release, the pair bonding goes down. More than likely, if she's had more than like 10, 20 partners, brother, you're cooked. The oxytocin's been released. She's fallen in love with one of the guys she's already bucked in the first 20. One of those first 20 wieners she's already in love with. But she's just getting with you out of convenience. She just getting with you because you a simp. She just getting with you because you pay for stuff. She just getting with you because you don't have no standards or boundaries and you just let her do whatever she wants and let her run amok. Yeah, it's okay, baby. Go have... Yeah, no, baby, that's fine. You can have guy friends. That's cool. I don't care at all. I don't care at all. Brother, you should care. If a girl's like, yeah, I want to date you, but I want to like stay close to my guy friends.
I'm just going to make a little update video because people have been asking. Ignore my stuffy voice. I have like some kind of cold going on, like a head cold. But my husband left the night that I posted that original video.
Of course he did.
I can't remember the timeline. He had stayed here twice. One night that I was here because it was just late, and then another night I didn't stay here. Other than that, he's been gone. I think he was here like during the day once or twice while I wasn't here. He needs to get his stuff still. He hasn't did that.
Unbelievable. Holy shit. So many reasons. So first she said she hates him, and then she said he's incompetent, and then she said the only reason she stays is because money, and then she also said, oh, but by the way, I can't just leave, I got to start preparing things, and then she says, but I am leaving. And then I mean, she doesn't, to be fair, she doesn't really seem shocked. You know, she's kind of like, yeah, so what happened was he left and he's getting his shit. Yeah, no one's surprised here, and it seems like including her, she's just like, yeah, this is what it is. Tragic. And you know, what's interesting is that like a woman who's angry with their husband, she used to just go to her friends and her family to express her dissatisfaction. But now she goes online to broadcast it to as many people as possible. And she also left it up for her husband to see as well. What are you doing? She wants to insult him and make sure everyone knows about it. This behavior is absolutely grounds for divorce. And these women should be careful as well, because something like this is, I don't know if it's defamation necessarily, but some of them just go online thinking they can just say whatever the hell they want about these men. And some of them are going to find out that they are treading dangerously close to defamation territory. And this guy found this woman. He thought, oh, wow, she wears a cross necklace. She must be great. Nope. Think about it. The level of hate required to do this to your spouse, it's so strong that likely to never be reconciled. And also imagine how much hurt this would make a man feel, and betrayed as well. He's out working to provide for his family so she can stay at home.
The reasons why I continuously choose to stay single is because I simply have not yet met anyone that has made me want to change my mind about being single. And I was thinking about this the other day, right? Because I often go so back and forth between I really love being single, I don't want to lose my independence, and then there's obviously other moments where I'm like, wow, I really wish that I had someone, I miss just being close to someone, all of those things. It is such a paradox all the time for me. But I've mentioned this previously too, my desire to be single is greater than my desire to be in a relationship.
Women like this love to tell the internet that they choose to be single and how they prioritize their own peace over anything else, but these women don't choose anything. It's the dating market that chose it for them, and they can't handle the truth.
And I honestly don't think that's going to change until I meet someone that is going to make me feel more excited to be in a relationship than to be single. Not even joking when I say I can think of more reasons why it's better to be single than to be in a relationship. But what I'm waiting for is for that person to come into my life and show me why being in a relationship could be better than being single.
It's not the man's job to convince a woman why it would be better for her to be in a relationship. And if a woman like this feels like that's what a man is supposed to do, then it's pretty clear that she has far too much emotional baggage to be in a healthy relationship anyway.
And until that happens, if it happens, when that happens, I'm going to choose the side of being single because, in my opinion, that's better. But I do want someone to change my mind. I'm not saying that I necessarily enjoy being here all the time. I do believe that there is somebody that is going to make me change my mind one day about this. But you better believe that until that day comes, if that day comes, I'm going to choose singleness over just being in a relationship because it's something that I crave every once in a while. And that's genuinely the way that I see it going for me, because as of yet, every single man that has been into my life has only made my life worse and has brought out the absolute worst in me and just made me become a version of myself that I absolutely hate and do not ever want to see again.
If a modern woman brings up her track record of only going after men who were quote-unquote wrong for her, then that really does go to show what she's looking for in a guy. She's not actually looking for a relationship, she's looking for a man to fix her. And once again, that is not a man's job.
So like I said, until I meet someone that actually makes me change my mind about that makes me excited to be in a relationship, I'm not going to be in a relationship. I'm not going to date. I'm not going to look for anyone, which I don't do that anyway. But what I'm really hoping for, what I am holding out for, is that person that is going to make me excited to date them. That person that is going to change my mind from it's better to be single than being in a relationship to, hey, maybe it's better being in a relationship than it is being single.